Christmas boxes are out, huh? Okay, I'll buy them, I guess. What do we have? 5 Robux. That's very cheap. Thank you, Chad. Free. What's next? 45. Alright. Cheap. 100. Okay, that's about fair. I'd expect an average gift to cost about that much. 200. Alright, I guess. That's kinda expensive, but nothing too bad. Oh, 2,000! Heck! It appears that Chad has finally opened the Super Mystery Box. Now, it could just be me, but I feel like it took him a little bit more than 3 days in between the large and the super, and I don't know, just about as much between the medium and the super. I don't know, but I feel like 10 days isn't 3 days, and a lot of other people have picked up on this outside of me. Hey, cut him a little slack, guys. He made biomass stew, so, you know. Anyway, I got a bit sidetracked there, I will admit. Point is, boxes are out, let's review them. First item is going to be the AUG. Now, the AUG is a fucking bullpup AR, chambered in 5.56 x 45mm Nade rounds. Now, first of all, bullpup AR, chambered in 5.56 x 45mm Nade rounds. Now, first of all, I would just like to say, thank you, Chad, you listened to us, because in the last video, I said, you know, we needed more green guns, or olive-colored guns, it just goes good, olive green and black, and, the AUG is olive green and black, outside of the scope, which is, black and white, but, thank you, Chad, for listening to us, this is epic. Next up is going to be a relatively generic sniper rifle, being the MSG-90. Now, don't get me wrong, the MSG does look decent, but I really couldn't tell it apart from the VCR-338. If I'm going to be 100% honest, it's just kind of generic looking, just an average all-black sniper. So, you know, there's not really much else to say, outside of, it's boring. On to the next one, please. Next up is going to be the Mandela 18. Now, I kind of like this pistol, even if it is all black. I do slightly like it, just because it has a red dot sight. Outside of that, it's literally just another generic run-of-the-mill pistol, but it has a red dot sight built in. So outside of that, you know, generic pistol, you know, black and gray, and not entirely black, but, I mean, that's how most pistols are, anyway, so, there's that. I think that if you slap the suppressor on it, it'd probably be a main pistol of mine, but outside of that, it's just, you know, kind of bad. Next up is going to be one of my favorite guns from After the Flash, just in general, the dual Patriots. Now, outside of the fact that they look like they're from Deep Six, just ignore that. They do look actually badass. You know, they're pretty good looking, at least in my opinion. Like, just imagine you're just vibing, then some, random coyote or something just Dio walks over to you and just starts fan firing into your hips with them. Outside of the reloading animation and the fact that they absolutely look like they're from Deep Six, which honestly the models probably are, they definitely are good guns. I've been using them quite a bit recently. I don't know if I already said that, but I have. Edgy Bandit Gang would have used them. Coyotes would have used them. Sucks that there's no more old western type groups on ATF anymore, because they would definitely be using the dual Patriots. Next up is going to be the Super Mystery Box, and honestly, I think it was worth it. So, the first item from this box is going to be probably one of my favorite melee weapons in Mirage. It's tied for number 1 with the Venom Shank, the Highway Executioner. Now, this thing, it's just badass. It just straight up looks badass. And it seems really easy to make. It's just a piece of scrap tied to wood. So you're not gonna need any sort of perms to get it. So it looks good. it has a proper swing animation, unlike literally every other sword in the game, i.e. Venom Shank, uh, Scrap Sword, Biomass Blade, and what was the other thing? The Cutlass, I think. Those all used like some jabbing animation. This actually uses a slashing animation, and on top of that, it just looks good. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite items in Mirage. So next up is gonna be the M11-0A1. Now this is basically just a SCAR with uh you know, a scope and a red dot. You know, there's not really much else to say. It fires pretty quickly, but outside of that, hard, mediocre gun, I guess. I don't know. What's that I hear? The hype train has entered the station? Alright, boys, this is gonna be a big one. Next up is gonna be the multi-nade. Now, what the multi-nade is a throwable. The first ever throwable in After the Flash history, and it's an explosive. Basically, it's a grenade, a flashbang, and a smoke grenade all in one. So, thankfully, I have this Mark I from World War III to handle the multi-nade for us. So, what the multi-nade even is, like I said, a flashbang, a smoke grenade, and a normal grenade all in one, swapped by hitting T, and it will swap through the three. Hey, that rhymed. But basically, it's really just good overall. It's clean, it's simple, it rhymes. It's really gonna prevent OC trolling with it, just because of how it works. Basically, the explosions only last for like 3 seconds, 10 seconds for the smoke grenade, and it's not even that bad with it, really. It's just a smoke effect for like 10 seconds. By the time that you're done, it'll already be halfway through the smoke effect. So, you know, it's pretty good in regards to OC trolling. Anyway, back to the ground floor. Anyway, now that we're back on the ground floor, I would like to point out the difference between the flashbang item in the prop placer and the actual item in your hand. Now, they're clearly different from each other, so I'd assume Chad will go ahead and smooth them out for consistency's sake. Anyway, what's that noise? Somewhere above RocketRidge.
Please let this be a normal field trip.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They added 2 cars to the mystery box. Let's have a look at the Scorpion, shall we? Attempt 2. Alright, there we go. It didn't spaz out like previously. So, I like this car. Apparently it's supposed to be a dune buggy, according to some people. I don't really see it, but apparently it is. It looks really interesting, I guess. I'm definitely gonna use this 100%. Although, you know, I don't know if it's just with these cars, or if Chad just ruined the code for the cars in general, but, they just randomly get stuck on stuff that doesn't even exist. I don't know, that might have just been for me, when I was testing it out, but, I don't know, that was happening quite a bit. Anyway, let's move on to the next car. The next car is the Highway Interceptor. Now, what is the Highway Interceptor exactly, but a armored version of the generic car from literally every other ATF game. Now there is the cup texture, I guess, from Sandstorm on the back of it. So I mean that's interesting. Nice callback there, Chad. I noticed it. Good car. Probably not as good as the Scorpion. So here I actually took a speed test of the 2 cars, going from around the little garage area to the biomass, which I will be making a video discussing the new biomass 2 or biomass 3 for this new event tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled, folks. Howdy there, gamer. If you are hearing this, that means that you made it to the end of the video, and you are now legally skilled. So, you know, thanks for coming to the end of the video, actually watching the video. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Don't do any of that if you do not want to. Support on these videos recently have been very great, so thank you very much for that. You know, I hope that you enjoyed my style of commentary, I guess, and can at least respect my opinion. If my opinion was not the same as yours, let me know in the comments, or just dislike the video, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, if you enjoy, once again, like, subscribe, comment down below, share with your friends. Don't do any of that if you don't want to. I'm not your dad, I'm not your sock, I'm not your puppet sock, I'm not your broken television in the basement, and of course, I am not your cannibalized Mark 1. See you, gamers.